Ladies and gentlemen, my name is none other than Classic Bandit. Make sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe. When you do subscribe, guys, make sure to turn on all post notifications so you get notified when I do upload. So, guys, this is going to be pretty much my Stomping Grounds review results video. Realistically, I wasn't planning on ever doing this. I actually started watching the pay-per-view halfway through Kofi Kingston versus not Kofi Kingston, halfway through Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the New Day, and I hadn't seen Drew Gulak win the championship or Becky retaining. But I am going to do a results review video of the whole entire pay per view. Pretty much we're going to start off with the Cruiserweight Championship match, pre-show match. We already know Drew Gulak won the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, personally, I think he should have won this probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. He was red hot before they took the Cruiserweight division off Monday Night Raw. It was around the time when the whole bullshit happened with what's his name? Real One. Fucking can't even think of his fucking name now. But it was all that bullshit when that happened. It was kind of taken off. But Drew Gulak deserved that win. Next up, obviously Becky retained against Lacey Evans. From I've actually read a report on this match because I wanted to see what happened without actually watching it. But it looks things Becky had to carry this match, calling a handful of spots to Lacey so Lacey wouldn't fuck it up. But even during the Universal Championship match, Lacey kind of did mess it up coming down to the ring. Next up is the match I tuned in for, which I think was one of the best matches, and I only seen half it. A lot of the fans thought it was good. KO and Sami Zayn versus Xavier Woods and Big E. Now, with that being said, KO and Sami Zayn won. Towards the end, when I started watching it, you had a lot of fans chanting, "This is awesome," what have you. Thought it was really good. Now, personally, I thought New Day would win, but obviously I was wrong on that. Moving on to the United States Championship match, Ricochet winning his first gold on the main roster. Not like Cole said in WWE, he was the North American champion in NXT, and that's something that I want to make a point of. The fact that WWE only wants to acknowledge NXT at certain periods, they should acknowledge the fact that Ricochet's won his first championship on the main roster of WWE. That would be fine, but not acknowledging the championships he's won. Well, he's only won one, but the fact he's won a championship in NXT, not acknowledging that, I still don't understand it. Now, let's talk about the match itself. To be honest, it wasn't the best match in the world at all. It was decent. It was a solid match with a few good spots, but that's about it. A few good spots. That's all I can say. Next up is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The champions, Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan versus Heavy Machinery. Now, this match actually was a pretty good match. Daniel Bryan was the heel, and I use the words heel because fans were chanting. He got a tremendous ovation from the fans in attendance, and he really did. He had a handful of good spots, but basically the team that won was Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan. Now, personally, I would actually have Heavy Machinery win because Daniel Bryan, whatever, he's an excellent wrestler. No matter he's in a tag match or in a singles match, he is a singles wrestler. He should be fighting for single titles, be it the Intercontinental or the WWE Championship. That's my own opinion. Plain and simple. Eric Rowan, I just feel that he's there to kind of keep Eric Rowan on TV. Eric Rowan, Luke Harper should come back as a team. I get Luke Harper asked for his release a couple months ago, but realistically, that's the way that should go. Moving on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Realistically, it was a decent match, both Alexa Bliss and Bayley put on a decent show. Now Bayley retained the title, but personally, what I would have had happen at the end of that match, and again, these are all my own opinions. If you want to comment your opinions, by all means, please do. But at the end of the match, I'd have, instead of what way they had it end was basically Nikki Cross kind of costed by accident, costed Alexa Bliss the championship. But what I would have done was Bayley retains clean, but then gets attacked by Sasha Banks, and that could open up a feud for those two women going forward. Now the Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre match probably was this, and the main event was probably the worst two matches of the actual show. I don't know what it was, and I'm not a fan of Roman, and I've made it perfectly clear in every other video I've ever done relating to the guy. I'm not a fan of his, but I can't blame this match being poor on him, or even Drew McIntyre. I just feel the build up was shit. The, even the spots in the match with Shane getting involved and everything, fans didn't want to see it. It wasn't anything special. I just felt like it was a match that shouldn't have happened. Next up, the next match up was Roman won, if I didn't say that. Oops. Next up was the WWE Championship match inside the steel cage, Kofi versus Dolph Ziggler, which personally was a really good, decent, solid match. I won't say it was a fucking 5-star or 4-star match, but it was a solid, decent match. Kofi had a good few spots. Same with Dolph. These two men can have great, even great matches still in the back end of their career. And yes, I'm saying back end because realistically it is their back end of their career or careers. Kofi won. Now the end of the match is where I have an issue with. Kofi Dolph was kind of going out under the bottom rope, but then Kofi kind of jumped over him and escaped the cage, and obviously put both feet on the ground and what have you. I think the match should have ended cleanly, because I just feel it's going to lead to more of another match at the next pay-per-view, which truthfully, does anybody want to watch that? Myself, no, I don't. But I could be proven wrong. People might want to see that. Now, the last match of the night was obviously the Universal Championship match. Boring, Baron Corbin versus the Architect, Seth freaking Rollins. Obviously, I'm a Seth Rollins fan. Now, the best part of this match was who was named the special guest referee, which, as I've already mentioned, was Lacey Evans, which you already know. We mentioned that Becky Lynch is going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. It was I won't say it was a decent match. It was kind of an average match, an average proper Raw match or SmackDown match. There was a few decent good spots. Seth did put on a good show. Seth, at the end of the day, and I don't care whether there's Baron Corbin fans watching this or not, Seth did carry that match. Towards the end, though, Lacey made a no DQ match. She slapped Seth twice. That obviously brought Becky Lynch out, and basically Becky just annihilated Lacey Evans, which Lacey needs to go back down to NXT fast. And basically Baron Corbin got pinned by Seth 1, 2, 3. Now, that was pretty much the outcome of every single match on the card tonight. Let's talk, I suppose, what I felt wasn't the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view, personally, I think was a solid pay-per-view. It wasn't where you can say, Jesus, that was a shit pay-per-view, or Jesus, that was a spot-on good pay-per-view. It was an okay pay-per-view. It was, realistically, it was what was the fucking Saudi show? It was just a repeat of the Saudi show on an American style. That's all it was. Majority of these matches happened 2.5 weeks ago. Like the Becky Lynch match happened 2 weeks ago. Where are we? Obviously, the last 3 matches happened 2 weeks ago. So it was It was a kind of a repeat, so to speak. Personally, the worst match of the night, was, as I already said, was Roman and Drew. Just end the feud there. Have Roman maybe feud with Shane if you want. Really don't care because I just feel like they're giving too much time to Shane McMahon on WWE TV. Anyway, overall, the show, as I said, was a solid show. There was obviously parts where I would have done stuff differently, which I've already mentioned. Do comment down below what you would do differently. I'm gonna wrap up the video there. If I had to give the show, I'm pretty much going to give the show a rating. I'd have to give it 2.5, 2.5 out of 5, and that was what what actually brought it down. Like Drew Gallagher win, although I didn't see the match, it was good that he won the title. I actually am glad. I'm happy that he won the championship. Becky Lynch retaining, yeah, I've read up, and then basically she carried the match. I did expect that. It was Lacey Evans, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, as I said, tuned in halfway through. That was actually probably one of the best matches on the card, and I only saw half of it. Ricochet winning the championship, that was the right move. Give the guy a title, leave him do a run, leave and do a proper run with the guy, not do what the way they're doing with Finn Balor on SmackDown. Give the guy a proper run with the championship and highlight that championship. I suppose the correct terms. Now I did also mention what I do with SmackDown Tag Team titles, but that wasn't a bad match either. That was probably the second best of the night, and obviously that probably down to who carried the match, which was Daniel Bryan. To a certain retrospect, Heavy Machinery. Both lads were good at what they were doing. They weren't excellent, but they were good. The Bailey versus Alexa Bliss match was probably the third best of the night. It was a decent show, a decent match. Both women can wrestle. Both women can perform to a good high standard. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't their highest standards, but what have you? The Roman Reigns versus McIntyre, I've already mentioned, was shit. Kofi was the the WWE Championship cage match. Kofi winning, that was a decent show. Again, probably fourth best. And last was the Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin, which personally I do think was that, and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre were the two worst matches. But that's only my opinion, guys. Make sure to like this, share it, and subscribe and comment your opinions down below. Peace.